Once upon a time. Well, let's see here. If I configure the transdimensional velocity regulator at approximately 0.887 microseconds past the... Oh, you're here? I have the most incredible invention to show you this visit. Unfortunately, I'm a bit indisposed at the moment. If you take your luggage into the foyer, I will join you. Oh, you confounded machine. Oh. What was that? Oh, good. I should be... Ah!
Wait, what just happened? I'm not entirely sure where I am right now. The security uplink on my watch still seems to work, so I can see you and... Hello? You can hear me, right? Jump around a bit if you can. Ah! It seems as if I can still tap into the intercom system. Well, I most certainly can do better than this. Testing, 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 testing. Testing!
There. Ha! Much better. Now, what in the world are you doing here? Were you supposed to be here today? No matter. Well, judging from the current underwhelming amount of light in this room, we're still on backup power. My head is killing me. It seems as though I now possess a rather large epidural hematoma. A bump on the head. Do me and yourself a favor and head to the front hall. There's a way to restart the power grid. Last I remember, I was in the new technology sector, and then... I don't know. If you head over to my office over on the left, you should be able to restart the Manor's power grid. Throw that switch there. It should be the one. Well, that wasn't as effective as I'd hoped. You'll have to reactivate the generators in each sector in order to lift the current lockdown. Just take the glove in the box with you. I wish you could see my facial expression right now, as I am not pleased. What you are holding is an early prototype of the interdimensional shift device, or IDS device for short. It's one piece of my latest invention that should come in handy. Get it? You know, because it's a glove. If you can access the generator at the back of each wing, we might be able to lift the lockdown on the rest of the house. It seems as if the breaker did unlock the blue wing. Well, I suppose you should start there first. There's something I must tell you. My latest invention has required me to make a few adjustments to the house. Now, one of the topics that our family has been studying for several generations are rifts existing between various dimensions. I've been able to develop a power source that will allow someone to shift dimensions. The glove controls the power source, which allows you to travel to whichever dimension has rifts in the area. You won't have control over the ability to switch dimensions yet. Just be patient. This door is using one of my inventions, the repetitive, periodic, articulating gruidae, or a drinking bird. Well, because your glove is an early prototype, it has a few limitations in terms of dimension accessibility and the distance it can be from a receptacle in order to function. This is such an early experiment with dimensional shifting, so I decided to have it triggered remotely with the drinking bird. Instead of operating a door, the bird will trigger a dimensional shift. There's an IDS battery in the machine that will power the dimensions, which in this case is Fluffy Dimension. In addition to Fluffy being embarrassingly adorable, it's also rather useful because everything is 10 times light. Though that looks like a regular scale, it is in fact a portable kinetic mass to electricity converter. You should throw that IDS battery into the receptacle mounted on the wall. That receptacle will distribute the power source around. As I mentioned, dimensional rifts in the Manor are magnified by the stabilizing energy from the IDS receptacle and batteries. This is what enables you to slip between dimensions when you're wearing the IDS glove. Ah, that's Dolly. Dynamic Object Linear Ligation Interface. To you, a cloning device. I like my house just simple. So I decided to add functionality to her to keep everything consistent. I'll need to tune that later. In case you're wondering, you've turned on the fan. Please say that you don't need me to explain that to you. Standard issue conveyor belts. So much easier than calculating yourself. So, I haven't discussed my location a whole lot, but it seems as if I'm in some sort of limbo. I think I may explore a bit and see what turns up. Has anyone ever told you your presence can be rather soul-crushing? This is one of the animals that Dolly cloned to rather, well, intriguing results. Ah, you've moved on to a part of the manor where another type of dimensional rift is accessible. This is the gravid Wolfram dimension, or heavy for short. This dimension is in direct opposition to the fluffy dimension and will make things 10 times heavier. Some dimensions are tightly bound together, like the one we're in right now, and also the fluffy and heavy dimensions. That red battery will provide enough energy to enable the IDS device to widen the heavy dimension rifts in this area. Seems to be a large expanse of piles and pits filled with various random objects. No, not where you are. Here, in this confounded place. Are those hard candies? They're a little fluffy. With the increased density and higher melting points of items in heavy dimension, quadrangle laser beams are rendered rather ineffectual. I came across Ike some time ago, and he decided to follow me back to the manor. Not half bad. This was once the family cat, Lord Widget Pompadour Fluffington IV, or Widget the First. So, tell Ike, but that painting, he looks like a horrible love child between a tarsier and a vampire bat. It's mostly dark. Well, maybe not dark. Sort of twilight. Oh, I really wish I wouldn't do that. This is a compression platform which uses photoelectric energy to function. Like a spring, the energy pulses below the platform. It's careful. Now I see a giant pit filled with keys. This is one of my past inventions, Joan the Jetpack. One can never... One can never be too safe. I was quite the champion at shot put during my years in college on the track and field team. Hooped it! Well played. I believe you're close to the generator in that sector. A little further. My head feels like I've been hit squarely by a 2x4, and I still haven't regained my memory. So, you need to be over by that blast door, but it looks like you're going to have to go through the object distribution system to get there. Jump! This is definitely not the right place for you to be. Fantastic, you made it. If you can get to the generator, I'll tell you what to do. Okay, Great! One down, two to go. That wasn't so bad, was it? Why don't you take a look at those blueprints? Ah, splendid. It seems as if the power is starting to come back online. As I still haven't been able to figure out how to get out of here, you'll have to make it to the head towards the yellow wing. And perhaps I can find a way out of here. This is getting rather ridiculous. In case you were wondering about the pneumatic transportation tubes around the manor, they are filled with the same science juice that is in all the IDS batteries. I was able to extract the base material for the science juice from a undisclosed biological source. Ah, if only you could see the look on your face right now. I hope that you've been able to glean that like a pan-dimensional bunny rabbit, hopping across a landscape of quantum fields. Poetry. I'm not entirely sure where Desmond is in this area. Sometimes the act of slow. Poetry. I'm not entirely sure where Desmond is in this area. Sometimes the act of slowing things down can reveal the correct path. Have I mentioned that the manor requires a lot of ventilation? Careful, the blades are rather sharp. Well, it's probably not the best location for you, but sadly it's rather unavoidable. Good. I would move if I were you. Step off now! Okay, next. Oh! You should be able to fit through. Don't forget to breathe. It's an important aspect of life. You maintain the same dimensional stability. In other words, your properties do not change upon shift. I've been able to ground several of my inventions in our normal baseline dimension as well. That's why quadrangle technology doesn't shift. You know what I miss? Guitars. They always make music so much better. Oh, but I digress. When I was your age, I used to have to construct my own computers if I wanted them smaller than a refrigerator. You kids are entirely too spoiled. I was bored all day and decided to play a game of catch with myself, utilizing the slow motion dimension. Ah, and here you see stately quadrangle manor as it stands now. I believe that's safe number 21,157. I'm looking at a gigantic stack of cell phones. It is abhorrent what you young folks text to one another. Is English truly that difficult? Those bots are programmed not to let any non-organic foreign objects pass. I can invent a glove that completely changes the laws of quantum mechanics, but apparently I cannot stream a movie to where I am right now in spite of the multitude of cell phones. Apparently, this unit also needs a bit of tweaking. I'm not entirely convinced of your aptitude to handle this situation. Oh, well, that was a pleasant surprise. Ah, judging by the fascinating lands of missing items, I can hypothesize that I am officially lost. Short-term memory gone. Trapped in some sort of pocket dimension. This used to be one of the manor's libraries. I, altered it. I had this portrait of myself and Ike commissioned before we began time travel in the mid-70s. I made the first prototype when I was your age. I haven't had the heart to change the design. There should be an IDS battery on the other side of the fan. Ought to stay out of their way. There are clouds here. Have I mentioned that? Though, wait. Is that lint? Ugh. Apparently, you feel you don't need an advanced degree in robotics to operate that. You've got to be kidding me. Gum? Oh, there's some on my shoe. This area is extremely flooded. What's going on here? That could have been much, much worse. Ah, yes. There's an electric converter up there. Well, all right then. Haven't you been through this hallway before? Ugh. These hallways are all starting to look the same to me. Sometimes my sister is far too nosy. If I wanted house guests, I would have asked for them. Not only do I have to worry about myself, I am obligated to have concern for you too. You're going to want to retrieve another battery first. You know, I was like you once. 12, or is it 10? And that's where the similarity ends. I have to admit it, though, you've come quite a ways. Commendable, but don't let it get to your head. I know this whole process is rather inconvenient, but I've found that it's better to be safe than sorry when utilizing more energy in 5 minutes than the Hoover Dam produces in a year. This probably isn't the safest place you've been this week. Up you go! This isn't the best place for children, is it? That was sufficient. Enough. Your task is almost complete. And then you can finally leave my home in a state resembling a train wreck. How about you make your... It's upstairs. Perhaps you might come across some clues to help me piece together this quandary. Ah, yes. This is the last in a contiguous series of associated dimensions. As you can see, the gravitational pull in this dimension is directly in opposition to our customary one. Do you suppose that the gravitational bodies that influence this dimension are different? Or is the manor, in fact, built upside down? Ponder that. You've certainly gotten rather adroit. I believe that opened the hatch over there. I bet you wanted me to do that, huh? Mad scientist, crazy evil laugh. There should be another drinking bird, periodic articulated Day in that room influencing this area. Can I be perfectly honest here? I really have no idea why I set this area up. At this point, you have traveled further into the manor than any other family member has in the last 2 decades. I can't say that'll happen again anytime soon. Oh, it seems as if the timer on Desmond... If only there were something to press there for you. As a rule, don't look directly into his eyes. Trust me. Some event must have occurred occurred to cause me to be transported to this pocket dimension. If only I could remember what. Oh, in case you don't see it, there's an electrical converter on the ceiling that needs to be pressed. I engineered a completely seedless strawberry once. I hated getting the seeds stuck between my teeth. I have fond memories of this room when I was about your age. It used to be the parlor. Oh well. Oh, nice! Not happy. Good going on reverse engineering that. Science juice is quite an amazing substance, you know. In addition to being a fuel source, it's also a superconductor and amplifier of energy frequencies. Just a small amount infused with dimensional extract can build enough energy to power the IDS device receptacles. Oh, yes. This area unfortunately flooded a few weeks ago. You'll need to go all the way around. Oh, perfect timing. Ah, look out! Just kidding. Can you hear? Oh. I forgot how loud these things can get. Hey, remember those electrovat contraptions? Yes, well, they still do the same thing. That's good enough. This area of the manor is rather fantastic, isn't it? There is nothing like good old-fashioned human ingenuity and determination to get the job done. That and robots. So, lasers. I once knew someone who retrofitted a laser pointer to achieve a focal point of less than 1/1000th of an inch. I must say it was rather impressive and certainly sliced through several materials, including his own toes, like a hot knife through butter. Oh. Ah. Well done. Yes. Oh. Ooh. Superb. There are an excessive number of flooded areas in this sector. I didn't realize it had progressed this far. Oh, and I wouldn't recommend having a drink. science juice is not potable. Trust me. Well, at least we can say you're getting closer to the last generator. Heads up! It's perturbing that this area has flooded as well. The electrical converter should be up there. Oh, I can recall that there were a few tremors earlier in the day. That's a newer... already to the bot maintenance bay, I see. How fortunate. Like a lot of things in life, keeping momentum going is important. Yes, slightly more complex, but you've proven to be at least semi-capable. I know I've programmed them to only consider certain tasks, but sometimes I get the odd suspicion that they've developed further processing capabilities. Be safe now. One of the best... You're doing quite well. Process a bit here. I'm a bit concerned about the excess of science juice outside the confinement of their pipes. I suppose, as long as you avoid triggering any incendiary devices, you should be all right. You'll have to initiate the room's boot sequence. Watch out. That's a big one. Watch out. That's a big one. I suppose you could call that couch surfing. Just remember, you have access to heavy dimension. Watch it. That wasn't horrible. I know the flooded areas have something to do with something. Well, what's it going to be? I hope that's the right choice. I recommend you take inventory of where the other batteries have gone. I believe that you're not terribly far from the generator. After you restart it, the lockdown on the manor should be lifted. And then you can go, well, somewhere else. Retracing steps. That's what people do, right? Retracing steps. That's what people do, right? Ah, you should see what I can do with a toaster and fork clips. No. Well, that's certainly a problem, isn't it? How ironic that I am in the pocket dimension of the lost. when I've clearly lost control of this situation. I'm really not feeling particularly good about this right now, and it has absolutely nothing to do with your tendency to demolish my possessions. There's something more going on that I haven't quite pieced together. I've never had much stock in feelings, but I'm having an overwhelming sense of dread. That's certainly putting a new slant on things. Well, you know the drill. Time to start the alternator. That should have done it. It seems as if there's still a problem causing a lockdown. Wait. What in the world? Uh-oh. Look up! Restarting the generators was a poor idea on my part. Whew, that was unexpected. Wait, did I just... Was I just there? Confounded principles and their uncertainties. It seems as if the house is becoming more unstable by the minute. I'm very uneasy about you being here, but I need to get out of this place. Looks like you're in it for the long fall. Sorry, I'm a little tense. Well, on the upside, this ventilation shaft leads to the same place as the elevator. On the downside, you might... Looks like you're in it for the long fall. Sorry, I'm a little tense. Well, on the upside, this ventilation shaft leads to the same place as the elevator. On the downside, you might not survive the fall. So, there's that. If you make it, I'll need you to restart the Uber IDS. It's like the... You're in the main... Your mother's gonna kill me. Fantastic. Something is still bothering me. What else have I missed? Excessive science juice flooding. Excessive science juice flooding. I need you to get to the core of the IDS device. I remember now. There's a pocket dimension there as part of the machine's failsafe. And that's how our story ends. Just kidding. Here's what really happened. Not a whole lot of improvement, though. Well, you ended up safe in the pocket dimension. Unfortunately, now I'm stuck out here. And I'm going to have to tackle this predicament. This is going to be interesting.
Then I flip a switch and Fluffy is